Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Thursday, October 28th, 2021. We are again in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider that to be the most valid price of the day, and therefore I wait till the end of the day to make my buying and selling decisions. So thank you all for coming today. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good trading day. Market's up big today, so I think that's likely if you're long. And I appreciate you being here, spending your time here, and I hope by doing so it is helping you with your trading and your investing. So currently the Dow is up 135 points, up 0.38%. The NASDAQ is up 180 points, up another 1.18%. And the S&P is up 35 points, up 0.77. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, my current swing positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I am going to manage them going forward. After that, I did have day trades today that I will share with you as well. After that, we'll go over to the board where my students have their positions. We'll go over, take a look, see how they're doing, see where they got in, why they got in, and how the positions are performing. After that, we're going to talk about trader psychology. Always my favorite time of the podcast is talking about trader psychology. It's the number one skill you can ever learn in trading, everyone. I really mean that. I've been doing it a long time, and creating a plan and sticking with your plan, that is what is most important, and that is the skill that you have to work on if you have a challenge with that. Whatever that takes, getting someone else involved, watching over your trades, whatever it takes, you have to do it. There's no other option. So whatever it takes, you have to tie yourself down, get cattle prodded if you don't do whatever it takes, you have to do it. So we're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology. Hopefully it will be helpful for you. After that, I do have some potential end of day trades that I am looking at today that are end of day candidates. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, confluence or combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Second, have to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1, based upon support below and resistance above. And number 3, need to have a complete trading plan regardless of what market you're trading and what strategy you're using. For me, a complete trading plan encompasses the following: position size based upon the market's current volatility. Know what your maximum allowed losses on any trade. That's very important. Know where your emergency stop is. Know where your end of day stop is. Know where your intraday profit targets are. Know where significant overhead resistance levels are, and have a trailing stop methodology in place. So I'll go through the end of day candidates as we get closer to the close. If I find one that makes sense to me, I will purchase it right before the market closes. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need clarification on anything I discussed today, please let me know. I am happy to clarify. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to take a look at today before the market closes, go ahead, put them in the live stream. I will do my very best to get to them before the close of the market. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today that they would like me to update on the board, if you could please wait till the end of the day until the market's closed before you tell me about them. That way I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure is off, and we'll spend as much time as we need to get them all updated. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and run the U.S. legal disclaimer. I'll see you back here in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who's here today. Tracy is here. Nice to see you, Tracy. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Hope Paxton is also doing well if he's listening. Michael Wilkinson, aka Lova, is here. Always good to see you, Mike. Hope you're having a great day. There's my friend David. Hello, Greg and group. Nice to see you, David. Hope you are having a wonderful day. Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, buddy. Always an honor, always a privilege to have you here. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, and hope that you and Holly and all the dogs are doing well, and that your trades are doing well, but I believe they are. We will look when we go through and take a look at all the positions. So, all right, well, let's get to it. All right, Lova, Bacon Bandit, and we did buy H, which is Hyatt Hotels, return to value, sideways motion. V1 is our entry trigger. Got in at 83.03. Next day moved up a little bit, came back down. Yesterday we had a huge day up. Today up again 2 cents. Did hit one profit target. I always take profits at a certain distance, ATR distance from the previous day's close, which is actually the value of 0.45 ATR from the previous day's close. So that's why I did hit one profit target there at 86.70. The orange line here is the 1.5 ATRs from my entry. So whenever it moves 1.5 ATRs from my entry, then I go into trailing stop mode, which means that if I get a close below the previous day's low, I will sell half of my position to lock that in. A close below the previous day's low is not a great sign. Obviously, for something to go down, you're going to have to get a close below the previous day's low for it to go down. Well, I guess technically that's not true, but most of the time that's true. So I consider that a red flag. This trade up 0.04% on the day, and it is up 3.13% on the trade. Monster Energy. Lova and I did take Monster Energy yesterday. We had a double bottom, bullish divergence, under 30, over 30, took it at 84.91. Did hit one profit target earlier today when it was up at 85.56. Right now it's back right at about break even. So profitable on the trade because I took a portion of the position off at 85.56. Pfizer. Gary, is it just Gary? Yeah, Gary and I did buy Pfizer down here at 41.32 on October 18th. Under 30, over 30, bought this at 41.32. Moved up right away, rejected the 50 RSI. I took half profits here at about 42.79. Went sideways, had another big up move. Of course, I always take profits on the way up. Yesterday, almost got out with the close below the previous day's low after reaching 1.5 ATR trailing stop level, but it held. So I did not hit two profit targets today at 43.30, 43.65. This particular trade, entry to current price up 4.13%. So pretty good. And then lastly, SPY. I did buy the SPY, overnight SPY trade. I buy it every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I sell it first thing the next morning. This worked out perfectly. Bought this yesterday at the close at 453.94. Gapped up, sold at the open 455.50. So bought at 453.94, sold 455.50. So everything green today. Thankful. And I guess we're going to see what yours looks like when we go through it. George is here. I'm here too. Good to see you, George. Hope you're having a great day. George says, great day for all. Michael Wilkinson says, EQIX is justification for everyone buying the Udemy course. Oh, it was a 250, 230, negative third ATR channel that had a 50 SMA weekly support. It has moved up 11.7% since then and isn't stopping yet. Well, I know we're going to look at that, but EQIX. Yeah, well, Lova, Michael is talking about the deep dip buy, and well, we're going to go through it in a minute. We'll go through it in a minute. But yeah, it was a beautiful trade. Under 30, over 30, under 200, over 200. Bought that at 750.30. It's 844.10, and like Mike said, it's up 11.7%. So great risk to reward ratio, great confluences of signals. Doesn't mean it had to go up, but it was a great risk to reward, and that is what is most important. Frank is here. Hey, Frank. Good to see you, Bud. Thank you for being here. Always appreciate you being here and everything that you do for this channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Jonathan says, evening, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Jonathan. Hope you're having a good one. Frank says, lots of action in N wine. N wine. N wine. Shucks. Yeah, I don't have that one on my charts. Sorry about that. Wish we could take a look at it for you, but can't look at that one at the moment. All right, let's look at Apple. I did have a day trade on Apple. This is a strategy that I don't use a lot, but I use it when it comes along. It's a fractal. Fractals are, in this situation, I had a low with two higher lows above, a low with two higher lows, a low with two higher lows to the left, a low with two higher lows to the right. Lots of sideways motion. Sideways motion leads to trends, either up or down. You never quite know. You never know when they're going to happen. But if you want to get on board for a trend, the best way to do that is to wait for sideways motion. But then you need a trigger. My trigger was when we triggered this fractal here, this low with two higher lows to the left, low, two higher lows to the right. I shorted here Apple 152.53 when this bar triggered that fractal. I shorted here at 152.53. I covered at the end of the bar. Wasn't sure how far it was going to go. I covered at 152.54, and then we had that second bar down that really broke down. As soon as it got to the third ATR channel, I covered. So I shorted at 152.53. I shorted at 152.40. I'm sorry. I shorted at 152.53. I covered at 152.44, and I covered at 152.09. So that was a good little trade. Like I said, I don't use the fractal strategy a whole lot. It has to be really perfect, but here we go. Sideways, 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 sideways. I know that's going to break one way or the other, and it did when it triggered that fractal. So that was a nice little trade on Apple. Okay. Boeing. I took Boeing on the 5-minute, and I like to sell in anticipation of when we move into large moving averages, downward sloping moving averages, and that's exactly what I did here on Boeing. As we moved up to the 200-day moving average, I shorted at 208.38. My stop would have been a close back over the 200. I shorted and immediately went down. So I shorted at 208.38. I covered 207.97. So that was a great start to the trade, moved sideways, but then came back up. I did not wait for the close above the 200. As soon as it got back to my entry price, I just sold the second half, or covered the second half at break even. So I shorted at 208.38 and covered at 207.97. Okay, and then I have to move Boeing over here. And then Facebook. So you see on Boeing, I shorted on the 5-minute right as we approached the 200. I did the same thing on Facebook here. This one's a little underwater, but as we moved to the 200-day moving average on the daily, I position size from a daily position size. That's important. And I shorted here at 320.20. It's 322.74. So this trade has been a losing trade. I will wait till the end of the day. If it closes over the 200-day moving average, I will just go ahead, get out, take the loss. But the more important part is that I position size based upon a daily trade, not an intraday trade. So there's not that many shares and giving a little breathing room. I hope that makes sense. So again, I shorted at 320.20. It's 322.93. So I am out of the money on this trade. If it closes above the 200-day moving average, I will go ahead, get out of this kind of hybrid day trade, swing trade at the end of the day. So I'll just wait for above the 200. I will just go ahead and get out. Boeing. All right. Dynamic Duo, David and Kamal. Dynamic Duo and Dave bought Boeing yesterday at 206.50. It's 207.29. So David and Dynamic Duo are up. Kamal bought it this morning at 206 intraday on a day trade, and he'll have to let me know whether or not he's keeping this as we get to the close. But both groups, Dynamic Duo, David and Kamal with his day trade, up on the day and up on the trade. Verizon, I have Bacon Bandit and Michael Martin that did buy Verizon with this higher low V2, bought it at 53.14. It's 52.64. It is up on the day but slightly down on the trade. XLU, we have Gary and Bacon Bandit, bought XLU with an intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average way back here on the 18th of October. Bought it at 65.08, moved up beautifully, nicely. I know some people took half here with the close below the previous day's low. Lova sold another half of his half, which leaves a quarter. So this particular trade up on the day and nicely up on the trade for Gary and Bacon Bandit and Lova. CRL. Who's our CRL? Oh, that's Steve. All right. So Steve bought CRL with the nice 520 crossover in the value zone. Bought this here at 420.98. It's 436.77. It's up 1.56% today and nicely, beautifully up on the trade. So congratulations, Steve Burns. ISRG, another great trade here by Steve Burns and the Dynamic Duo with a 520 crossover. 339.11 was the entry price. It's 354.07, up 1.46%. Let's measure this let's measure the high on the RSI. About 68.56, Steve. That looks like the high on the trade for the RSI. Beyond Meat, another great trade by Steve and Tom. Under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. Bought this at 95.13. It's 98.60. It's up another 3.15% today. So nicely up on the day and also nicely up on the trade. Tell is Frank. Frank bought Tell back here on the 7th. V1. Bought it here at 337. It's 377, up 1.62% on the day and nicely, beautifully up on the trade. Cisco, Dynamic Duo, and Lova did buy Cisco at 55.65 with this 520 crossover and V2. Initially went up, came back down, up, down. So it is down on the day, but it is up on the trade. BIIB, Michael Martin did buy BIIB with an under 30, over 30. Bought this at 269.90 with an under 30, over 30. Held for one day, collapsed down yesterday, back over 30 now. So up on the day, but down on the trade. AGQ, unchanged. That's interesting. Here we go. This was a great trade by Ava. She nailed the bottom, under 30, over 30. Bought this at 30.26. It's 37.86. It's unchanged on the day, but Ava, with her remaining shares, is up 20.13% on this trade. So let's give a hand to Ava. That's fantastic. TNA is also Ava. Ava bought TNA at $87. Just rocketed up like a rocket ship ever since then. Big down day yesterday. Don't know if Ava sold any of this, but it's up 5.27% today. And I'm sorry, yes, today, 5.27% today, and also nicely up on the trade. EQIX is what we were talking about earlier with Mike, Lova, and Ava. Under 30, over 30, confluence of signals, under 200, over 200. Bought this at 750.30. It's 842.97, up 2.2% today. And this particular trade, I think Lova said was up, yep, right about 11%. So congratulations, Lova and Ava. That's fantastic. And then lastly, Zoom. Michael Martin did buy Zoom with an under 30, over 30 at 256.74. It is 276.18. This is up 1.19% on the day, and this particular trade up 6.98%. So pretty good looking trades, everyone. Very, very nice. Proud of everyone. Kamal is here. Good to see you, Kamal. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Really appreciate it. I know everyone else does as well. Bacon Bandit says FAAMG is now GAMM as of December 1st. Okay, don't. Oh. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google is now Gamma. Bacon says Facebook is now Meta. Yep, that's going to be the new name of Facebook is Meta. How about that, huh? I didn't see that coming. Steve Burns says, thanks, Greg. You are welcome. Lilia is here. Lilia, good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Hope the dogs and the bunnies are all doing well. And thank you for saying hi. Let me grab a little drink here. All right, so we have earnings after the bell today with Microsoft and with Apple, so that should be a market mover for sure. Frank has a poem. Let's get the poem. Let me copy this down here. Paste that in there. Okay. Here we go. Issues. The market has issues. Stocks have brought many tears and the tissue. Follow your plan and let its problems miss you. You still can succeed if you truly wish to. Oh, that is just superb. Issues. The market has issues. Stocks have brought many to tears and the tissue. Follow your plan and let its problems miss you. You still can succeed if you truly wish to. And if you've had a hard time trading lately for whatever reason, you can still succeed. Just have to get back to your process, right? And do the right things. That's a beautiful poem, Frank, and so true. And if you've noticed, you know, there's a, what's the word? There's a message that's always encased in Frank's poems, and it really is about following your plan, doing what you're supposed to do, and staying out of harm's way. So thank you so much, Frank. Love that poem. Appreciate that. That's a beauty. That is a beauty for sure. All right, so one more quick look here. Hyatt Hotels up on the day, up on the trade. No action needed. We are at 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. MNST up on the day, up on the trade. End of day stop is a 30 RSI. We're at 32.73. Pfizer, nice trade here. 2 profit targets up on the day, nicely up on the trade. Just looking for a close below the previous day's low as my exit. And of course, the SPY. Had the overnight SPY trade. I will be buying that again today at the close. George says, could you check CHTR? Charter Communications. Okay, so we've had, you know, there's a lot of things going on here. We rejected the 250. We rejected the 200. We had a false breakout to the downside. Those are the positives, and MACD's positive. That's also positive. To the downside, we rejected the -1 ATR channel. We have earnings tomorrow, so keep that in mind, at least here on my charts. Could you buy this? Yeah, you could. It's a little chasey. I don't like that we rejected the -1 ATR channel. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly, kind of the same thing. Rejected the 50 to the downside, which is good. Rejected the 50 RSI to the upside, bad. Rejected the -1 ATR channel. Me personally, you know, I would probably stay clear of this, especially with earnings tomorrow. I don't know if they're in the morning or not, but if they're in the morning, of course, you're taking a big risk by holding overnight. So I hope that helps, George. Jonathan said, sweet poem, like the sweetest. Frank says, thank you, Greg. Frank says, thank you, Jonathan. Hey, Bruce Jorgensen. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a good day. There's my good friend Bruce. Thanks for saying hi, buddy, and I will call you after the market. George says, thank you. You are certainly welcome, my friend. All right, let me take a look at this over here. Okay. Oh, and I better keep an eye here on Facebook. I shorted that on the daily at 320.20. It's 322.09. So I'm down a couple bucks on this particular trade. Wait till the end. If it closes below the 200-day, I may just keep it. The other reason I shorted it here, if a couple days ago we had this big down bar here, big down bar. If we rally to halfway of that point, that's usually where the Fibonacci numbers are going to come in, and it dovetailed nicely with the 200-day being in there as well. That's why I took the trade. Not working out yet, but definitely things could move before the end of the day. So I'll have to watch that one. I'll just put that one on my kind of regular watch list. Okay. All right, everybody. So listen, before we start looking at potential end of day trades, I like to talk about trader psychology. It's super important, most important skill you'll ever learn. I say that 100 times a day, but I really truly believe it. So I say it with love, and hope you understand the importance of it. I do have my favorite Facebook and Twitter channels that I like to follow. If I find something good, I like to share it here. Helps me. Hope that it helps you. This is from Trading Composure over on Twitter. Great channel. You can follow him at Trading Composure, P-O-S-U-R, or just type in Trading Composure. But really understands the importance. He really understands the importance of trader psychology. And he writes great posts about it. So let's see what he has to say today. If you're a struggling trader, I can't preach enough about the importance of staying in the game. Behavioral changes don't happen overnight. They happen incrementally over a period of time. So stay active in the market, trade small, and you'll slowly build expertise. I've mentioned this many times, but in order to get good at anything, whether it's trading or guitar or tennis or ice skating, whatever it is, you have to practice, practice, practice. Now, trading or playing the guitar, you're not going to, unless you break your guitar or throw away your skates, you can still go and skate. The thing with trading, though, is if you blow up your account, now you're out of the game. And you're not going to be in the game to trade to get the experience that makes you better. So, you need experience, and that's why Trading Composure here is stay active in the markets, trade small, so that you're not at risk of blowing up your account, and that's where you're going to get the repetitions. Repetitions, whether it's trading or any other endeavor, you need to have repetitions to get good, right? So if you blow up your account, you're not going to be able to trade. If you're not trade, how are you going to get good? You'll never improve. So what he's saying here, trade small, be active. You're going to make mistakes for sure, but incrementally over time, you're going to get better. And as he also says here, behavioral changes don't happen overnight. They happen incrementally. So you can't just, change yourself from one person to the next person with the next day as far as bad habits or trading mistakes, things like that. You will over time incrementally change your behavior so that you become better and better and better. And that's what it's all about. So one last time. If you're a struggling trader, I can't preach enough about the importance of staying in the game. Behavioral changes don't happen overnight. They happen incrementally over a period of time. So stay active in the market, trade small, and you'll slowly build expertise. So thank you, Trading Composure. That's a great post, right on point, so important. That helps me to read that, and I hope it helps everyone in the channel as well. Okay. All right, well, let's start looking at potentials today, shall we? CCL is Carnival Cruise Line. We moved down here, we found some support, we moved sideways, we triggered a V1 today and a rejection of the -1 ATR channel. Let's see if we got all the way down to the 30. I don't believe we did. 31.15, so it bounced near the 30 RSI area. It is up 1.16% today. So it is a false breakout to the downside. It is a V1. It's a rejection of the -3rd ATR channel. Those are the good things. It did reject the 5 EMA above. That's something to consider. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly has support of the -1 ATR channel. So yeah, it makes sense. Facebook. Okay, we talked about Facebook. My short not doing so great here, but we do have a close over the 200-day moving average. I think I'm going to pass on this one, and the reason why is we have a large bar here. There was a lot of profit made from the people that bought here at the very, very bottom. There is a lot of profit there, which I expect at some point they'll take, which will bring supply into the market and possibly cause it to come back, but it doesn't have to. It could hold support of that 200 and just trend all the way up. I don't know. But let's take a look over at the weekly. Weekly almost forming a V1. Rejection of the 50 SMA. Look, it's a close under and back over the 200, but just the nuances of this with the big bar down and big bar up, that's what's going to cause me to shy away from Facebook. Twitter, very close to an under 30 over 30. Got to 30.10, so basically a bounce at the 30 RSI. Big huge bar yesterday. We've rejected the 3rd ATR channel on the way up. That concerns me a little bit, so I think I will pass on Twitter. RCL, nice little false breakout to the downside, rejection of the 200-day moving average and a V1. That all looks good. If we take a look over on the weekly, we're in the value zone. We're holding the 50 RSI, so that is definitely a possibility today. RCL. Love, Southwest Airlines, under 30, over 30. That's a signal. It's up 42 cents today. This has had a big move down from 56 to 46. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly holding support at the 100-day moving average and a double bottom and a bullish divergence. So that also looks good. If we're trying to pick it apart, though, we have not been able to get above the 3rd ATR channel, which that's just a touch concerning to me right there. ATUS earlier in the day was an under 30 over 30. Now it has lost the 30 RSI. So far out of all these, out of CCL, CCL's decent. Facebook is decent. Twitter, I'm going to pass on Twitter. RCL is decent here with this false breakout to the downside, intraday rejection of the 200 and the 100 and the V1. So that is also decent. Love, under 30, over 30. I don't like that we got right to the third ATR channel and it basically pegged it and went right back down. Again, the weekly looks good here with the double bottom in the bullish divergence. I'd sure like to get over that third ATR channel. And then ATUS, that one under 30 now, so not going to be looking at that one. Okay, Steve says SPCE and Hood still hanging out in the 30 RSI zone. I am long and will post my entry levels near the close. Okay, so let's look at. Oh, I have SPC on my list as well, so we'll take a look at that in a sec. And then Hood is Robinhood. Yeah, under 30, over 30 on Robinhood right there. Let's take a look at the weekly. False breakout to the downside from the low. A little scary. Definitely still a little scary there. Let's look at Boeing. Boeing has an under 30, over 30, I believe. Let's take a look at this one more time. Yeah. Under 30, over 30 on Boeing. Also a rejection of the -1 ATR, -3 ATR channel. I don't like yesterday's big bar. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly, we've had a false breakout from the previous low. That's about it on the weekly, so we can put that one over in the potential category. IBB, close under, close over the 250-day moving average. I don't really like this one with that 200 right there as resistance above. I don't think it makes the risk to reward that great. PayPal, let's see if PayPal went under 30, over 30. No, it bounced right near the 30 RSI and the third ATR channel. Let's take a look. Do we have a double bottom and a bullish divergence here? Not really. These need to be half of these. Let's take a look at the weekly. Don't really see anything on there that I like. VRM under. Let's make sure this went under. Yes, this one under 30, over 30, and a V1. Here is day 1, here is day 2. 2 goes under 1, over 1's close. Let's check out the weekly. Weekly, still not a false breakout to the downside. Currently, the weekly is below the low of the range. So I think I'm going to pass on that one. And then SPCE. Under 30, over 30 on SPCE. We have the -3rd ATR channel above as resistance. And the weekly, we've rejected the 5 EMA on the weekly. So it isn't under 30, over 30. This has been a really volatile stock. So I think I'm going to concentrate here either on Hood with the under 30, over 30, and the V1 rejection of the -1 ATR channel. Facebook with the possible close over the 200-day moving average. Let's look at the weekly. It's okay, but not great on the weekly. RCL looks pretty good here. 1.2 million shares traded. I like that we're holding the 50 on the weekly, and I like the V1 rejection of the 200 on the daily. And then Boeing with the under 30, over 30. I'm a little concerned about that big down bar. My favorite two right at the moment are CCL and RCL. CCL and RCL. Now, one's Carnival Cruise Lines and one's Royal Caribbean, right? So I definitely am not going to buy them both. I would say RCL I like the best because it has the more defined 200-day moving average underneath. All right. Hey, Ava's here. Good to see you. Nice trading, Ava. Took a look at those positions. They look really great. Hope you're having a good day. My friend Steve Burns says, hi, Ava. Everyone say hello to Ava. Okay. VJ is here. Nice to see you. RCL earnings tomorrow pre-market. Oh my gosh. Is that correct? I had here they were earnings yesterday. Can somebody, let's see. Yes, you are right. So that is off the board for me then. My gosh, thank you, VJ. Gosh darn it. That would have been a mistake for sure. And with that being said, Carnival Cruise Line is definitely going to be impacted from that as well. So I'm probably, unless I can go back here and take a look. We had Facebook. Yeah, I don't like the low and the high. It is a good risk to reward ratio. I don't like that we're stuck inside that big bar there. And then Boeing. Yeah, I think actually I think I'm just going to pass. I'm just going to pass on any positions. We have earnings from Apple and Amazon, which definitely could affect the market. Frank says, time and money fact. With the $1 trillion number being tossed about in the news, understand that 1 trillion seconds is 31,710 years. I did not know that. Wow, great to know, Frank. Thank you. Hard for my little brain to think in those big numbers. So I do have to watch Facebook here. Again, I shorted it at 320.20. It's 322.13, so it is coming down. I'm going to wait till just the end of the day before I make my decision on this one. You know, probably other than the RCL and the CCL, if I were going to take something, yeah, I'm sticking with it. I don't think there's anything I would take personally. But if you have any questions, let me know. Dr. Jorgensen says, looks like a good day to spend your money on wine, women, and song instead of stocks. Yeah, I really don't see anything here that's really screaming at me to buy. I liked CCL or RCL, but I did not know of earnings. Frank says, might be NWN wine. Went crazy today for crazy. It went crazy today, Dr. Jorgensen, and unfortunately I can't pull that one on my screen. Michael said, would you buy RCL in the morning if the buy signals are still there after earnings? Yeah, that's a tough one because it's really going to depend. I'd imagine there's probably going to be a gap, something like that. So it's really hard for me to say, Mike. It would depend on where it opened, what it looked like. I mean, if it opened, if it was like the same position, I might. Yeah, I might. Tracy said, sorry to ask again. I was presenting during a meeting. Oh, thoughts on VRM? VRM's not bad, actually. It's not bad at all. Under 30, over 30, plus a V1. Bit of a bullish divergence here. If we look at the weekly, we've lost the third ATR channel on the weekly. So, I mean, it's decent. It's decent. I don't think I'm gonna buy it, but yeah, under 30, over 30, bullish engulfing bar and a V1. So that's pretty good. Jonathan says LMT. Oh yeah, LMT just got crushed. It's okay. I don't like big skyscraper bars to the downside, Jonathan. I mean, it doesn't mean that there's not a bounce in here. I mean, the Dow's up 165 points. It's up 17 cents from a relative strength issue. I don't really love that. And if I were going to buy this, hey, maybe tomorrow, if we come back down here to the 250-day moving average, that would be the next level I would be looking at. But me personally right here, yeah, it's an under 30, over 30, and almost a V1, but probably not enough for me. Wow, my Facebook went positive, everybody. How about that? How about that? All right, I'll wait 13 minutes here before I decide what to do with that. Beyond Meat making a high on the day. That looks good. All right, I better check here. Hyatt Hotels, good, but down on the day, up on the trade. Monster, down a penny, but up on the trade. Pfizer, still up on the day, up on the trade. And then, of course, SPY, buying SPY at the close. Hey, anybody have any ideas on Amazon and Apple? The question is, do they beat, and what does the stock do? Does Apple beat and the stock goes up? Or does Apple beat, the stock goes down? Or do they miss and it goes up? Or they miss and it goes down? You get the idea, right? But if you want to look into the future and tell the group what you think, let me know. Bitcoin. All right, well, Bitcoin has come back into the value zone, which I like. I don't want to buy up here, right? I don't like to buy really anything above the 1 ATR channel. I plug my nose, hold it, and will buy up to the second ATR channel if it's a crossover because it's more of a trend trade. But you know, this is looking good. I mean, we had a big move up. We have pulled back like often happens. We're back in the value zone. Ideally, for me to have this trade, I would need some sideways motion, then look for a V1 or a V2 similar to Hyatt Hotel, right? Looks the same. Return to value. Then I got 1 day sideways motion, 2 day sideways motion. Then I got the trigger. So that is what I'm looking for. This is the formation that I'm looking for. Rally up, pull back to value, sideways motion, trigger up. If we look at Bitcoin, it's kind of there. Trend up, move back down into the value zone, but I'd still need a couple days of sideways motion before I would look to enter. But certainly better to buy it in the value zone here than up here at like the 4.5 ATR channel. Nigma wants to look at CTVA. Well, this is what I'm talking about. Above the value zone, into the value zone. This one really wasn't quite sideways motion though, but it is a V2. Here's day 1, here's day 2, here's day 3. 2 washes out 1, 3 closes above day 1's close, and it has a close over the 250-day moving average. We have time? Yeah, let me see if I can back test that over the CTVA. Shucks. I don't have CTVA in my scanner. I don't know if maybe Kamal or Steve would have a chance to maybe backtest that CTVA off of the 250 because it is over the 250 at the moment. George says, can you look at CRI, a V1 in the value zone after sideways motion? Oh, that sound, I like the sound of that already. Carter's. Well, I don't see that. We were above the value zone. We came into the value zone, but then we popped right back above it. I need the V1 or the V2 to trigger in the value zone. This actually is not a V2 anymore either. It untriggered, but it would be too high for me here, George. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cover my Facebook here. I shorted at 320. It's 318.63. I'm not going to keep that. That was just a day trade, but I am going to cover that. For a profit. That one didn't look very profitable for a while, but it did end up. So that's good. Hey, do you guys want to see something cool? Look at Budweiser today on earnings. Boom. Look at that, up 9.32%. I have a friend that has puts on that, so he should definitely be happy with that. All right, so I did cover Facebook. The swing / day trade. I'm not buying CCL because of RCL's earnings tomorrow. All right. So I guess we'll just cruise on into the close here. And if anybody has any projections or theories on Apple and Facebook's, whether they beat or not and what the stock does. Sompors is here. Hi, Greg. Can you look at FCEL? FCEL. Nice move up, return to value, sideways motion, V2, looks pretty good. 50.79 million shares traded. Oh, it's a $7 stock. Weekly looks okay. I imagine we'll probably run into some resistance there at the 100. If I were to buy this, I would put my stop right here. Yesterday was the washout bar. You know, does it give a good risk to reward ratio? It does if we move up to the highs here. It's under 50, over 50. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Oh. IWINF. Ah, shucks, I don't have that. I don't have that one either, Frank. Sorry. All right, so SPY's making a new high on the day. VIX down 67 cents today, so that's no bueno for VIXers. Dr. Jorgen says, thank you, Bud. Off to golf. Talk to you later tonight after your teaching. Okay, Bud. Sounds good. Have a good day playing golf and enjoy yourself. All right, we have about 4 minutes to go. SPY's making a new high. Q's making a high on the day as well. All right, Steve is long hood, HOOD at 35.48 because it was in the 30 RSI zone bounce. Michael says Spice is also near the negative third ATR channel. It has a history of respecting the negative third ATR. Steve Burns says he's long Spice, SPCE. So Steve is long Spice, SPC at 1847 after the 30 RSI zone bounce near the third ATR Keltner channel. Steve exited ISRG for 4.33% gain. And Steve says, for some reason, CTVA backtest is not working on TrendSpider. Okay. Everything looks like it's making a new high on the day. NASDAQ up 206 points. Wowzers. All right, so no changes for me today other than buying the SPY at the close. And again, Steve did buy Hood, HOOD, and he bought SPCE, also exited ISRG. Okie doke, everybody. Well, that's the day. Let me take a look and see where I bought my one position here only, which was the overnight SPY trade. And I bought SPY at 458.32. 458.32. 458.32. All right. There we go. And that's it. So if any of my students have any positions for me they'd like me to update on the board, go ahead, put them in the live stream, and I will get them updated momentarily. Just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I'm a really good teacher. I know I teach a great course. The course is 15 hours total, just one-on-one, you and I, over Skype. 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. That's where the 15 hours comes from. And in that one-on-one course, I teach you all 5 of the different trading approaches that I use. I teach you step by step so you know exactly what to do, exactly where to position size, know where your emergency stops are, end of day stops, all the things I discuss for a complete trading plan. And it's a good course. It's going to make you a better trader. If you've been thinking about it, the cost is $1,750, but I promise you it is worth every penny, and you're going to be a better trader when you get done with this course. So if you're interested, send me an email. The email's in the link of the description of this YouTube video. In the subject line, just say, Greg, interested in potentially taking your course. I'll reply and say, great. Thank you for saying hi. Let's schedule a Skype call. Skype call is free. I just want to talk to you about your trading, what your trading challenges are, what your trading goals are, what you're expecting to get out of the course. You can ask me any specific questions about the course at that time as well. And after the call, think about it for as long as you want. And then one day, if you decide today's the day, email me, say, Greg, I'm ready. And I'll say, great, we'll get it scheduled, we'll get it taken care of, and we will start to learn how to be better traders. All right. Secondly, I have a great online video course available at udemy.com. It's called the Deep Dip by Stock Trading Strategy. Love it. Just mentioned it earlier in the podcast where we had that 11% gain. And that was Deep Dip Buy. It's a great strategy. It's one of my very, very favorite ones. So if you're interested, the link to that Udemy course is in the description of this YouTube video. It only costs $12 or $15 depending on the day. There's a ton of content in there, 9.5 hours of video, 15 study guides, 26 videos, 26 videos total. And I will teach you step by step how to teach the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. It's a great one. Don't let the low price fool you. There's tons and tons of content there, and it's going to make you a better trader. Lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel, helps to keep the channel around, and lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content. So if you did learn something today or in the recent past that was helpful for you, all I ask is that you hit the thumbs up button. All right, okay. So that takes care of that. Let's put new positions up here. SPCE. All right. Steve bought SPCE at $18.47, and it's at $18.55, so it's already in the money. Very nice. And we'll put Steve on there. Okay. Now we have Hood. And this is Robinhood. Steve bought Robinhood at $35.48. Okay. Steve exited ISRG with a 4.36% gain. That's a healthy gain. So I'm going to take Steve off of that. Okay. Tracy added VRM. And she also said what? We added VRM. Love you, Paxton. He's driving. Hey, Packy. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a good time. Good day. Hope you had a good time in Las Vegas. And as always, hope that you drive safe. And that's the dynamic duo. Kamal added BA today, and I've got you in BA, Kamal, at the 206 level, so nice trade there. Tracy says, thanks for everything, Greg and group. Thank you, Tracy. Frank says, no added positions, but TEL has gone higher since the program began. Oh, good. Let's take a look. Up 10 cents. Looks pretty healthy. Sophomore says, Amazon down after hour. Oh. Well, I guess I can't give you my predictions on that because now I know. And I don't think I saw any predictions from anyone. All right, Facebook is down $1.43. Qs are down $1.22. SPY is down 66 cents. VIX up 20 cents. Up 20 cents after hours. That's a pretty big after hours move. All right. Ava says no new entries. Okay, Ava. Good. Good. Well, listen, if anybody has anything else to offer today or they'd like to contribute to the podcast, go ahead, type it in. It's a beautiful day here in Utah. I'm going to go put my hiking boots on, go hike. I am teaching tonight. So Rich, if you're out there looking forward, it's our last lesson. I always get a little sad when it's my last lesson with my students because I get to know them over those 15 hours and made a lot of great friends around the world. Really. So Rich, if you're out there looking forward to our lesson at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which I believe is 7 yours. So let's take a look here. Amazon down 122 points. Wow. Down 3.96%. Did Apple announce? They're down 95 cents, so I don't see anything there. Okay. Michael says, I do not predict anything. I am a risk manager. Good for you. That is the right answer. Mike says that was meant to sound jokingly bad. Bada. I think. All right. Well, listen, everybody. If you have anything else to contribute, go ahead, type it in. I'd like to read this every day before the close of the market. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This comes from Martin Kornfeld. I think it's a good policy. I try to incorporate it in my life every day, and it's rewarding. So consider doing it in your life as well. But if we did one random act of kindness every day for another human being, the world would be a better place. If you could go do a random act of kindness for an animal that you come across, that would be twice as good. Everybody would be happy. Everyone involved would be happy. And maybe one day when you need it, someone will be there as well. So thank you, Martin Kornfeld, for that. And please consider that. All right. Yeah, Apple's usually at 2:30, so I'm not going to stay on that long. But boy, that's a big miss by Amazon. My gosh. Down 119 points. Wow. All right. Well, if anybody has anything else they'd like to mention, this would be the time to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to go on my hike. I appreciate you being here, everyone. I really do. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe. Please drive safe. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Is it the last day of the trading month as well? Yes, it is. So I have a monthly trade that I have to take care of. So tomorrow I'm going to be looking for weekly trades, monthly trades, and daily trades. So try to come if you can. And but thanks for being here today. All right. We'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Good night. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.